Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news. Alright, folks. Today we've got some really intriguing news that could shake up the Green Bay Packers roster and consequently their entire strategy for the upcoming NFL season. As we inch closer to roster cutdown day, the anticipation is mounting. Every team, especially the Packers, is in a delicate balancing act, trying to decide which players to keep and which ones might have to go. For the Packers, one of the biggest questions surrounding their roster right now is at the wide receiver position. And trust me, this isn't just about depth. It's about the future of this unit, about which players will be the ones to carry the torch into the season and beyond. Now, the spotlight is shining brightly on Romeo Doubs. Since he was drafted by Green Bay in the 2022 NFL Draft, Doubs has been nothing short of impressive. Over these 3 seasons, he's accumulated around 700 yards and 15 touchdowns, showing flashes of brilliance and proving he's a vital part of the offense. His ability to make plays after the catch, combined with his route running, has made him a fan favorite and a reliable target for Jordan Love, the Packers' young quarterback. And with that kind of production, it might seem like Doubs' spot on the roster is pretty much secured. After all, he's shown he can be a game changer, especially in third-down situations and in the red zone. But here's where things get complicated. The NFL is a business, and every decision is driven by roster needs, salary cap considerations, and long-term plans. Despite Doubs' promising stats, the Packers' wide receiver room has become more crowded and competitive. During the 2025 NFL Draft, Green Bay added Matthew Golden and Savion Williams to their roster, and these young talents are eager to carve out their roles. They join a group that already includes Christian Watson, Dontavian Wicks, and Jayden Reed. Each of these players has shown moments of promise and has their own unique skill set that fits into the Packers' offensive scheme. Let's take a moment to analyze this wide receiver room. Christian Watson, the former second-round pick, has shown flashes of being a true number 1 receiver with his size, speed, and ability to stretch the field. Wicks, coming out of a strong college career, has demonstrated good route running and reliable hands. Jayden Reed, a dynamic playmaker, has been impressive in his route running and YAC yards after catch. And now, with Golden and Williams added to the mix, the competition is fierce. These young players are hungry, and with the coaching staff emphasizing competition and development, no spot on this roster is guaranteed. This brings us back to Romeo Doubs. Despite his productivity, there are some reasons the Packers might consider parting ways with him. For one, his production hasn't quite reached the 1-0-yard mark in a single season yet. And last season, he was involved in a notable incident where he was suspended for a game after an altercation with head coach Matt LaFleur. While that was an isolated event, it does raise questions about consistency and focus. Moreover, with the addition of Golden and Williams and the existing depth, the Packers might see Doubs as expendable to create cap space and make room for younger talent. And cap space is a huge factor here. Cutting Doubs could free up around $3.4 million in salary cap space, which is a significant amount for a team looking to bolster other areas of the roster or create flexibility for potential trades or signings. It's a strategic move that can be quite beneficial when trying to balance the team's financial health and on-field competitiveness. Now, some might wonder, what about Doubs' potential? Could he still be a key piece in the future? Absolutely. He's still young, with plenty of room to develop, and if the Packers decide to retain him, it could be because they see long-term value. But the reality of roster cuts is that sometimes, talent and potential aren't enough in the face of limited spots and salary considerations. The NFL is a tough league, and every team has to make these hard decisions to keep their roster lean, talented, and cap-compliant. Meanwhile, the broader picture involves the Packers' overall strategy. This franchise has always been about smart, strategic moves, building through the draft, developing young players, and making shrewd decisions in free agency and trades. The recent additions of Golden and Williams signal a clear plan to inject youth and speed into the offense, aiming to complement Christian Watson's athleticism and Jaden Reed's versatility. The coaching staff, led by LaFleur, has been emphasizing competition, and that means no spot is safe unless you perform consistently. Looking at the team's recent performance, the Packers have shown resilience and growth. Jordan Love, now entering his second season as the starter, has been gaining confidence, and his connection with the receivers is crucial for the team's success. The offensive line has solidified, and the running game with players like Aaron Jones continues to be a strength. But the wide receiver position remains a focal point. Who will step up, who will be the go-to target, and who might fall to the chopping block? It's interesting to compare the Packers' current situation with their storied past. Throughout their history, they've often been about finding hidden gems and developing talent, and this roster cut process is a crucial part of that. The decision to potentially release Romeo Doubs might be tough for fans, but it's part of the ongoing evolution of the team. Every player has a story, a journey, and sometimes, the toughest decisions lead to the most promising futures, either for the player or for the team as a whole. And let's not forget, this is all happening in a division that's getting more competitive by the year. The NFC North has teams like the Detroit Lions, Minnesota Vikings, and Chicago Bears all vying for supremacy. The Packers know that to stay ahead, they need to make smart moves, maximize their roster, and continue developing their young core. Cutting a player like Doubs, if that's the route they choose, is part of that strategic plan to keep the team sharp and flexible. So for fans, this news about the potential release of Romeo Doubs might come as a shock, but it's also a reminder of how quickly things can change in the NFL. This is a league where opportunities are fleeting, and those who seize them become legends. The Packers have a history of overcoming tough decisions and coming out stronger, and this offseason is no different. The coaching staff and front office are constantly analyzing, adjusting, and preparing for the season ahead. Their goal is clear: to build a team capable of competing at the highest level and hopefully bringing another Super Bowl title to Green Bay. As we look ahead, there's a lot of excitement about what this roster will look like in a few weeks. Will Doubs stay, or will the Packers part ways with him? Whatever happens, it's all part of a bigger picture, a plan to make this team better, faster, and more prepared for the challenges of the upcoming season. And for the fans, that's what matters most, being part of this journey, supporting the team through every twist and turn, and celebrating every victory along the way. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers. Do you think Doubs has a future in Green Bay, or do you believe this move might be necessary for the team's growth? And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news. Whether it's roster moves, player developments, or game analysis, I'll be right here to keep you informed and engaged. Thanks for being part of this community, and as always, go Pack Go!